Hello, friends. I was thinking recently about Groundhog's Day. I know it's a little early, but I was thinking about the symbolism of hibernation, being underground, being asleep, waiting for the weather to change. And I was thinking about the world, the human world, the collective soul of humanity, being like that little animal, or big animal, whichever the case may be. Because bears hibernate, badgers hibernate, groundhogs, um, they're waiting for spring. They're sleeping through the harshness of winter. But on Groundhog's Day, typically the idea is it's getting close. Winter's halfway over. And so the animal comes out, tries to assess the situation. And in assessing the situation, if the sun is shining especially, the sun shining, the illumination, causes the ability of shadows to form. But what are shadows? Shadows are just a kind of opposite reflection, a negative reflection. And so the animal coming out, seeing his shadow, if he doesn't know that he's seeing himself, fear can enter. And if fear enters and you suddenly become afraid of this shadow that you're seeing and think, ooh, it's a predator, it's coming to get me, the fear response can be, nope, going back underground, going back in my burrow, going back in my lair, and wait a little longer for the springtime. So I'm just wondering, is the collective soul of humanity coming out, looking around, and seeing its own shadow? Are we getting to decide whether to react in fear and not see it as ourself, and not see that the shadow is just us, and to deal with it accordingly, and realize that we can have springtime for the soul? Or are we going to get afraid, react in fear, and always push our darkness onto something else and say, oh, it's not me. It's not my fault. It's not my darkness. This darkness belongs to something else. It's the scary thing that isn't me. It's always the other that we have to be afraid of. And collectively, that would put us back into an underground place, a place of darkness, which sometimes that can be very healing to go underground. It can be very restful. But if it's time to come out, if it's time to decide, are we going to start having spring? Or are we going to have some more winter? If it's a decision that we have to make collectively, what are we going to choose? Majority rules? The majority of us get to decide? We can only decide for ourselves. whether we're going to act out of fear or act out of love, whether we're going to see not what's wrong with the other, but maybe see what might be wrong with us and clean ourselves up, kind of assess ourselves, assess things in our lives that we need to change for ourselves. I don't know, just some thoughts that I'm having before Groundhog's Day, on a cloudy day, when I'm a little bit in hibernation mode, sitting in my chair, listening to podcasts and having my lunch. Anyway, hope you all are well, and hoping that we all choose to love each other and to not react in fear or anger, but just start where we are and start with the people who are in our lives and the situations that are in our lives, and try not to let fear overtake us, but to take honest looks at ourselves and our situations.